Netflix Inc.'s iHeartMedia deal for exclusive video podcasts. So it's going to be visual. Featuring Charlamagne the God, Chelsea Handler, and more. Full episodes will no longer be on YouTube. Full episodes will no longer be on YouTube. Full episodes will no longer be on YouTube. Let's read more. Let me understand a little bit more. Spotify entered into the licensing agreement with Netflix this fall. Close that out. Give me a second. Netflix is plugging more podcasts into its programming lineup through an exclusive video podcast deal with iHeartMedia, including popular radio talk show The Breakfast Club, hosted by Charlamagne the God and Chelsea Handler's weekly podcast. Why is DJ Envy not a name, but Charlamagne is now the face of The Breakfast Club? Let's continue. Under the pact, video versions of more than 15 iHeartMedia original podcasts will stream in only Netflix worldwide. Only on Netflix worldwide, including The Breakfast Club, My Favorite Murder. Bobby Jones presents the Bobby Cast, Behind the Bastards, Dear Chelsea with Chelsea Handler, and This Is Important with Workaholics, starring Adam Devine, Anders Holmes, and Blake Anderson. Let me do some research. What's the name of Chelsea Handler's? Dear Chelsea? Five days ago, 8,000 views, 8,000 views, 25,000 views, 24,000 views. Girl Climber with Emily Harrington. So that's Chelsea Handler with her 43,000 subscribers. Let's go with Behind the Bastards. Let me look that up. I just got to look at the numbers. Whenever I'm trying to research something, Behind the Bastards, 166,000 subscribers. All right. Give me a second. Let me do some research. I'm trying to understand what these platforms. This is important. My Favorite Murder. Let's look up My Favorite Murder. Maybe it's a bit better. My Favorite Murder has 25,000 subscribers. Just dropped this 6 hours ago with 0 views. Okay. 327 views.
Hello and welcome
to My Favorite Murder.
That's Georgia Hardstark.
That's Karen Kilcariff.
And it is the holiday season.
Yay!
Oh.
We decorated, except by we, I mean not we, other people.
Molly, our producer, decorated.
Yay!
Am I missing it? Am I missing something? Honestly, am I missing something? I looked at all of these different platforms and what's going to be coming to Netflix. All right. I looked at all of these platforms and what's going to be coming to Netflix. And so I'm trying to understand. And they gave the list under the pack. The video versions of more than 15 iHeartMedia original podcasts will stream in only on Netflix. And they gave all of these different ones, right? With iHeartMedia's video exclusive Netflix deal, video versions of full podcast episodes will no longer be distributed on YouTube. The deal is similar to the one Netflix reached. Well, obviously, this is a play against YouTube, and they're trying to pluck podcasts away from the biggest streaming platform. YouTube is still the biggest streaming platform. The deal is similar to one Netflix reached with Spotify stream a collection of original podcasts on Netflix worldwide, starting in 2026 with titles including the Bill Simmons podcast, The Rewatchables, and the true crime series Serial Killers. Obviously, that was on Spotify. New iHeartMedia video podcast episodes will launch on Netflix in early 2026 in the U.S. With more markets to follow, iHeartMedia retains all audio-only rights and distribution for shows, including in the deal. All podcasts will continue to be available on iHeartRadio app and other audio platforms, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. With this partnership, we are incredibly excited to offer our members such unmatched variety and to deliver highly entertaining podcasts featuring some of the world's most dynamic personalities, they say. Goes on to say, get ready to dive into true crime phenomenon with my favorite murder, dynamic perspectives of the Breakfast Club, and the sharp, unfiltered comedy of Chelsea Handler and this initial collection. Breakfast Club says, we're excited to announce that Breakfast Club new exclusive partnership with iHeartMedia and Netflix starting early 2026. Netflix will be the exclusive home for video episodes, expanding its global reach. Big moves, bigger culture. Now, here's the question that I have to ask myself, all right? Here's the question that I want to ask myself in this whole Netflix deal situation, all right? Number one, how big is the bag? Number two, how much will they be making as a result of doing this deal? Because if they are dealing through iHeartMedia, iHeartMedia is basically giving their slate of shows, and Netflix is not independently picking out shows. They're picking Chelsea Handler is a part of iHeartMedia. The Breakfast Club is a part of iHeartMedia. The other two shows that's trash and don't really do no numbers is a part of iHeartMedia. And so basically what you're telling me is that iHeartMedia is doing a deal with Netflix to hand them some pre-made already shows, and that Netflix is not really doing any vetting to determine whether or not these shows is popping or not. So they just getting their feet in the game. It does. Now, wait a minute. Now, let me say congratulations. I don't know the terms of the deal. I don't know how much money anybody is making. But the one thing that I will say, and this is shout out to Pat McAfee, is that you never, ever, ever leave your core audience. Under no circumstances do you abandon your core audience for the money. If they are saying that it's no longer going to be available on YouTube, what does that look like? What does that mean? What does that mean? Listen. You never, ever, because Pat McAfee still streams on his YouTube, and he does not in any way, shape, or form compromise with his licensing deal with ESPN. He could still do YouTube. And if you're telling me that in order for Netflix to build this up, I think that this is going to be a mistake. It is always a mistake to abandon your core audience. It is always a mistake to abandon your core audience. And if you're going to abandon your core audience, then that means that you got to give up a bag. I don't think that this lineup of shows is hitting. Just even based off of the numbers and the fan bases, I don't think that this lineup of shows is hitting. If you told me right now that, Anton, you have to give up your ability to be able to stream where you want and where you want to stream, in order to give up that, you'd have to remove from where you built your platform at in order to be over here, I tell you to suck my cock 10 times over, bro. Forget that. This is home. This is where you built up your community. You don't leave the biggest streaming platform of all times in order to try to go over to a space that's budding. You don't do that because you're not building up any core fans. You know what I give to Joe, and I gotta also pat myself on the back, is that we built our own communities. We built our own communities wherever we go, that's where our audience is gonna go. That's where our audience will go. You said Pop the Loon did it and lost a lot of their fan base. Agreed. I agreed. I agreed 100%. You, in my opinion, you don't leave the place where you got your core audience at all. You don't leave the place that you get your core audience. And I don't think, and I'm not letting no company take the slice out of my money. And so all of them is doing deals through iHeartMedia. They just highly paid employees. And then now they got to play the game. Now they got to say and make sure that they're not talking the way that they supposed to talk and all of that other stuff. I'm not even sure that the Breakfast Club got motion like that either, because I heard that they was actually getting killed by Hot 97 in New York, but they syndicated and, they do some interviews, but I don't even think that they hitting like that no more, honestly. I think that they starting to fall off a little bit. And I think that this is the last of the Mohicans when it comes to depending on these big companies to try to promote you to get more visibility. And this is the end. If you don't have a core audience, and if you don't have a group of people that rock with you where you can take them anywhere, and including off the platform where you at, then it's over for you. It's over. It's over. But I mean, congratulations to them if they can get some money out of it, because they already signed to iHeartMedia. I think that the real play is to create your own platform to where you not be independent on these other platforms in order to survive, and in order to rock out. Somebody said the Breakfast Club fell off after Angela Yee left. Is Angela Yee popping? Let's look it up. It's only one way to find out. I know she got her own platform, but I think she got that all the way up with Angela Yee. She got 215,000 subscribers. She doing okay. She doing okay. Nah, I don't know. Way up with dancehall artist, 192 views, 851 views. Lizzo speaks out after fat shaming claims, 732 views. 355 views. They got to work on these thumbnails. They got to fix this shit. This shit is bad. Screechy Dan and Red Fox explain Pum Pum Shorts. And these is long videos. These are like 30-minute videos, and so they should have way more views than this. Dionne Warwick sued over Doja Cat sample. 1.7. Mano address. This did 40,000, so that did really good. 222 views, 956 views, 1.5 thousand, 960, 972, 2.1, 288, 12, 395, 1.4. Yeah, this shit is. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no clue. You're talking to somebody that is confused. I don't know anything. I'm just observing and reporting as I see it. And, the more I learn about it, the more I'll bring y'all up to speed with it. So I can share I can share my own stuff. Let me see. What do I rock with? I'm at last 28 days. It usually don't update, in the morning, but 67,000 new subscribers, 76.6 million views, and 2.7 million watch hours. So, and that's just one channel. And so that's not even including no other channels. But, like, I've been able to maintain and be consistent about what it is that I do and how I rock. And so I just continue to rock out. So all I can go by is the numbers. All I can go by. Yeah, I never sold an album and I never been on TV. Never shot a basketball, never sold an album, never been on TV, never did none of that shit. I just came in and just kicked in the doors, and I'm gonna chase every one of these motherfuckers down. I ain't scared of nobody. I'm not scared of nobody. I don't care what anybody is doing and what nobody is talking about. Netflix, come talk to me. I'll show you how to really put on the show, my niggas. Netflix, come holla at your boy. Come holla at me, Netflix. We don't need to put up no basketballs. You don't need to dribble real quick. You don't need none of that shit. If you don't like them dancing all in your videos, shimmying all up in your shit, if you don't want to have to pick up a basketball, if you don't want to have to throw a football, if you don't want to have to go and kick a soccer ball around, if you don't if you don't want to have to get on the microphone and start rapping, yo, you don't want to have to go shoot videos and sell your soul over to the devil, come over to the Bag Chasers. Oh man, oh man, oh man. If you tired of if you tired of having to depend on diversity, equity, and inclusion dollars in order to get your podcast off the ground, come on over to Death Row. Bag Chaser South coming soon. Oh, Kate Cooper says, how much would they have to pay you to get off YouTube? Nigga, you can't pay me to get off YouTube. 100 million? Nigga, you know how much money you have to pay me to get off YouTube? Are you crazy? I don't really know if people realize how much money I make. I build whole houses from scratch and buy the land with no bank financing. Zero, zilch, nada. I have nobody in my pockets. I have no overlord. Nobody owns me. Nobody can tell me what to do. I don't do splits. I don't give money over to a overlord company. I have my own employees. I got my own people that work with me. I got my own team, my own crew, my own videographers. I do my own everything. I don't answer to anybody at all. I have no strings on me at all. If you don't really understand the freedom that I have zero people digging into my pockets. Nothing. Nobody is taking a dime from me. Nobody can tell me what to do. Nobody I don't have a manager. I'm not paying somebody 10, 15, 20% of my pay. I don't have a company that is promoting me. I don't have a marketing company, none of that shit. Let me tell you something, bro. I am not controlled. I don't have a gambling company that is telling me what to do with sponsorships. They can't fire me, can't tell me what to do. Nothing. You can't pay for that, bro. You can't pay for the type of freedom that I have. You can't pay. You can't control me. Nobody can control me. And bro, the assault that I'm about to have on the internet, I'm so, y'all got to be patient with me right now, because the assault that I'm about to have on the internet, and that's why I'm hurrying up and porting everything over and trying to get all of these videos inside of the Bag Chasers and all of this stuff. And make sure you tap into the Patreon, link is in the description. I show my numbers, I show everything. The assault that I'm about to have on the internet in 2026 is going to be insane. It's always a nigga that's whining about Anton bragging too much. Is it bragging? All right, come on. I'm not gonna go off on you. Before I move over to the next subject, I'm not gonna go off on you. I'm not gonna say niggas is just mad because they broke. I'm not gonna do none of that shit. Is it bragging to say that I am not owned by a company, by a person, by a corporation, that I'm not paid off by a political pact, that I'm not controlled? Or should it be inspirational that I'm giving you the blueprint for how we need to not sell out our communities, how we need to not sell out our companies, how we need to not give away our assets, how we need to control our IP, how we need to invest in ourselves, and how we need to have confidence in ourselves. For so long, they've always did a Jedi mind trick on us to try to tell us that we're bragging too much for saying and exemplifying how you don't need the man, and the only thing that you need is your community and God in order to be successful. How is it bragging when other people talk about how much money they make and how much money they getting paid by these corporations, these evil corporations that is controlling your narrative and preventing you from really giving the information out to the people? Is it bragging, or is it exemplifying greatness and using myself as an example and being one of the first people through the door that's saying I don't need a deal in order to be successful?